Okay, English 12 for Thursday the 7th. Last Eyes Were Watching God assignment for this unit. So your previous assignment was to read just the second half of chapter 19 and respond to those prompts. Okay, so I asked you what was kind of sadly ironic about, Janie having to shoot tea cake. She really had no other choice. So hopefully you made the connection there. The second prompt had to do with, getting rid of the dog. Okay, so maybe that could be some sort of metaphor for, the angry aspect of the black community and who can blame them. All right, but again, thinking maybe back to Booker T. Washington a little bit, how do we advance our community? Okay, obviously you got to kind of play by the rules and maybe get rid of some of the that anger in order to advance. Okay, so hopefully he says something in that neck of the woods. And then the last prompt had to do with Janie wearing her overalls. To be honest, I don't really know what the answer is to this. Obviously, she's very comfortable in her own skin now. No pun intended. So hopefully it says something along those lines. All right, she's not really concerned about what the rest of the world thinks of her at this point. She's kind of her own woman. And that takes us to our focus for this reading. So it's a very, very, very short chapter. So remember when I told you at the very beginning, this is a frame story. Janie is still sitting on the porch here at the end talking to Phoebe and wrapping up, her life story, right? We got the whole thing there. So that's what's going on in this last chapter, okay? So I just need you to respond to one prompt today. But I do need more than one sentence. So in 4 or 5 sentences in this chapter, Janie says people have to find out about living for themselves, okay? So tell me how Janie has done this by referring to things from, throughout the text, okay? Again, there's really no right or wrong answer. There's a lot of different things you could refer to. So you might begin by telling me how this necessarily wasn't the case for her earlier in the novel. So think back to to grandma or a nanny, same person. Logan Killick's her first husband, Jody Stark's her second husband. Now tea cake, and now Janie has returned to Eatonville to her and Joe's house, and who knows what Janie does from here, okay? So, again, do your very best. I don't need any quotes or anything like that. And next week, we'll just kind of wrap up the semester, and you won't have anything really to read. I'm just going to, ask you to respond to a few things based on, our very unique situation that we've all been dealing with. So you've all been doing a great job. Just, if you got any late work, get it in. You'll notice in Skyward, I took away some of the zeros, but there's some that are going to stay. Okay, so if you're missing that assignment, do that one instead, please. Okay, if it still has a 0 in it, that means I am counting that. So, figure out what your grade looks like right now, where you want to be, and get that stuff turned in. Make sure it's labeled, please, and I'll get that graded and into Skyward. All right, see ya.